The next topic, that is the limits of civil disobedience movement. Here, not all the social groups were participated in civil disobedience movement, and the groups they were not moved with the concept of the abstract concept of Swaraj also. In such groups was the nation's untouchables. These groups they were usually called it as Dalits or oppressed people. That's the lower caste people. And these untouchables were aloof from civil disobedience movement. The Congress party they were not consider or include the Dalits members in their party because the reason that the Congress party consisting of high Hindu caste people, those Sanatanis, they were against or they were considered these people as untouchables or the oppressed one. So the Congress they were alienated these people from the freedom movement. The Gandhiji declared that, and Gandhiji said that the freedom that would not come if hundreds of years the problem of untouchability was not eliminated. And he called these people, they was in a, the children of God, or he called them as in a Harijan. Gandhiji organized different Satyagraha movement to secure them the untouchables for their temple entry and to access public facilities or to use public wells, etc. And he himself did the work of Bangi to dignify the work. That's the Bangi means sweepers. So he himself demonstrated how did the work of Bangi to signify this one or signify this job. And many of the Dalits leaders and Dalits people they believed that only political participation is the only solution for resolving their problem of social disabilities. And many of them were argued or demanded that in among the Dalits, the many of the leaders they were keen interest of they were demanded that they need separate electorate in legislative council and they also needed reservation in educational institutions and jobs, etc. Due to the reason of their problem of untouchability or their social disabilities, their participation in civil disobedience movement was very less or limited. And Gandhiji said the higher caste people to remove the sin of untouchability in their mind. And he always worked for Dalits or oppressed people. For the upliftment of the deprived class, a leader was initiated, and the leader was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. And he was organized Depressed Class Association in the year 1930, and this made a clash with Mahatma Gandhi. And as a result of this organization, forming of this organization, Mahatma Gandhi fast unto death. Because the reason was that Mahatma Gandhi felt that this association or the separate association it makes the process of integration very slow, and the demand of Dr. Ambedkar demand that was a separate electorate for Dalits. He put forward this demand for the Britishers. As a result of this, the Britishers considered the demand or agreed the demand of Dr. Ambedkar, and it was clashed with the Pune Pact. Under the Pune Pact in the year 1932, a separate electorate granted to the scheduled caste people or the Dalits. As a result of this, the Dalits or the oppressed class, they were known as SC or scheduled caste. But all these people, they were right to vote in on general electorate. Gandhi was against the separate electorate. At last, Dr. Ambedkar agreed with the idea of Mahatma Gandhi because Gandhi felt that this separation it creates the process of integration, it makes slow down. So at last, the Dr. Ambedkar agreed the idea of Mahatma Gandhi, But under the Pune Pact of 1931, a separate electorate granted by Britishers, and under this separate electorate granted to scheduled caste people, but they had to vote on only through the general seat.